Good morning. This is the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook, valid the rest of Thursday into Wednesday, February the 4th. We're looking at generally excellent project weather this day on Thursday. We'll see a long duration, slow snow accumulation, snowfall. This will affect travel Thursday night into the early morning hours on Saturday. No effects to utilities, no real issues. The snow that will fall will be very, very fluffy. Cold Arctic air will entrench this weekend into Tuesday, suppressing the storm track further to our south. Monday's storm will move across the middle Atlantic states, for example, and not affect any part of Vermont. Something may move in along about Wednesday of next week. Right now it looks to be relatively light. We have no big snowfalls, no wet snow, no ice, no glazing, no tropical-like rain. We do have Arctic chill, and that will be the main feature as it looks right now. But we also strung along with area of higher pressure situated through the region. We're looking at some great project weather that will develop basically on Sunday, really into the Saturday afternoon, and Sunday as well as Monday and Tuesday. But some also some very cold Arctic temperatures like conditions where you're looking at temperatures that could get down to 10 to 25 below for basically Monday night, Tuesday morning, maybe even Sunday night, Monday morning. So something to watch there that could affect utilities. Right now, we're looking at this weather system off to the west of us. We're going to get a nice day out of this weak area of higher pressure, and some high clouds will be moving in, lowering and thickening later on today. But good project weather right through dark. Looking at the European model here, this is valid today and then into tonight as this sort of Alberta Clipper-like system works across. It powers up slowly and provides mainly New Hampshire, eastern portions of New England, so hard hit with a blizzard a couple days ago. These areas will have the main effects. Areas of higher pressure move on in. This is some Arctic cold. This light red line that you see here, this is the 0 degree surface temperature. So mighty, mighty cold weather. A little bit of lake effect gets involved, but generally an area of higher pressure. And that's usually the typical case when you have Arctic chill. Well, conditions are the jet stream, the storm track is suppressed further to the south and doesn't affect us up here in northern New England. And this looks to be the case here. So running this back one more time, we'll see this system. This is the Clipper system that will then evolve into and spin up an area of low pressure near Cape Cod and then move away. So that intensifies. A little bit of a gusty wind on the backside will bring in that Arctic air with very much lowered wind chills, and that will be probably the big weather headline here as we get into Friday night. Then that pulls away on Saturday. Some good project weather develops basically Sunday into all of Tuesday next week. And this is the upper level weather pattern through the week here. And as we run this, you can see that this is generally where almost the polar vortex is displaced over Hudson Bay, and generally everything is pivoting around due to some higher latitude blocking off to the east of us or northeast into Greenland. And so the main threat here is colder air comes down from the Canadian prairies. Also a semi-active sort of almost El Nino-like jet stream energy here that occasionally develops and then pulls across and gets entangled. And this is what's producing some of the middle Atlantic snowstorms here later in the week. But in general, this is going to be the main issue here, driving that Arctic air into the Great Lakes and the northeast United States. This, by the way, is the upper level pattern at 500 millibars. Quick look at precipitation, 7-day total melted precipitation, main storm track off the coast. We're talking about a ½ inch over our neck of the woods here in Vermont. Occasional storminess, but really not a whole lot going on. This is also of interest. This is the 2-inch amounts here in parts of Arizona and into New Mexico, where that cutoff low, feeding up some moisture coming in from Mexico. Also Pacific Northwest around Seattle, the usual coming in off the Gulf of Alaska. Focusing in on temperatures, what we're looking at is below normal temperatures. The coldest up in the areas of western Ontario and northwest of the Great Lakes. Pretty cold across our neck of the woods as well. A little bit of warming out here. And the change to 3 days later, still pretty much the same. We're locked in here, locked in a little bit of warming out west due to this ridge of higher pressure and the jet stream pattern like this. Okay, this is centered on Montpelier, the Iowa State meteorogram. We're looking at the Maximum temperatures here getting up around 25 to 30 today. Not so cold tonight, and then again running about 25 to 30 during the day on Friday before an Arctic front lowers the boom, and boom she goes. You can see these temperatures in some cases here. We're talking 10 to 15 degrees below zero by Saturday morning, and that matches up nicely with the European model. A little bit of a rise towards zero into the single digits. Pretty cold weather here. And then we see basically some pretty cold weather as we get into basically Monday and Tuesday with the deepest, most entrenched Arctic air. Temperatures then try to moderate back upward toward Wednesday. And this is also an area where we could see another weather system move into the region, mostly to our south with a little bit of snow. GFS ensemble shows that really we're not talking about anything major here in terms of precipitation. A little bit more than 2/10 of an inch. This is the GFS ensemble centered on Burlington. All snow all the time. That's all good. And nothing really downstream. There's a little bit of an uptick around 2nd and 3rd of February, but this was older ensembles. That storm system looks like it's going to head to the south of us and not really be a factor. This is the 7-day snowfall and testing conditions here, and moving that a little bit further to the south, you can see the most snow we've seen is up in parts of around Island Pond, a little bit north and east of Willoughby Country, and also in southern parts of the area around southern Windsor County, around Ludlow, and in this particular area. The snowfall, of course, closest to where the blizzard that occurred a couple days ago. And in terms of snow depth, as of yesterday morning, you can see the depths of snow on the ground. And 20 inches in the Standard Mountains region, 15 inches around Newport, 14, 15 inches, 10 inches, Barrymont-Pelier area, 7 inches around Rutland, a little bit less around Windsor County. They haven't really seen the snowfall that central and northern Vermont has been seeing over the period, really the last couple of weeks. But this has been evening things out a little bit. That's it. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights Consulting.